Hi everyone, this is Deborah with Hello My Garden, and it's been quite some time, but I wanted to give you an update of what we're doing here and how our gardens are. I hope all your gardens are doing well. I think what we've been going through is sort of an evolution, and I'm sure all of you are going through your own evolutions, and we have been thinking so hard about how we want to grow and go forward into the future, and our interests really seem to lie with permaculture or perennial gardening. Some may call it paradise gardening, and the sort of thing where you use minimal energy. Of course, it takes a lot of energy or a lot of work the first couple years or when you get it set up, but we want it to become self-perpetuating and to be sustainable and be something that's good for the environment and good for the pollinators and other insects and the birds and the wildlife and for us. And so it's not as groomed at this point as maybe it's been in the past. We still have our raised beds, which we're going to grow the annuals on. But I'm going to show you a little bit of what's going on. And so it's not so groomed, but it's an evolution, and we're excited about what direction we want to go. And so, of course, we don't use any sort of pesticides, and we only use really veganic type of organic fertilizer. So like alfalfa meal. We do use earthworm castings, and we do vermicompost, but actually the funny thing is our normal composter has turned into a vermicompost because the worms are living in there. So we do that, but we use kelp and pretty much alfalfa meal and compost as our fertilizers, and various types of compost teas. So without any further ado, let's show a little bit of what's going on here. Okay, I'm gonna flip the camera around. I think maybe not. I can't really see with these sunglasses on. So let's go. Let me just go like this. Okay. Here we go. So this behind me is actually stinging nettle. And so we really want to kind of eat more of the weeds. And that's kind of what God has made grow in abundance, or God or whoever the higher being is, or whoever you want to call it, created here. Nature's created in abundance. It's got to be very healthy for us. And so we're planning on eating more stinging nettles. There are a few beets in there, but it's kind of covered up with clover right now. There's a little bit of calendula. And so right here is our pepper bed, and we've got a little bit of pepper growth going on. There's a little bit of Korean peppers there, and we've left the carrots to go to seed, and there's a lot of little insects that like the flowers, so we're letting them enjoy that and live off of that and reproduce. We've got a little bit of Thai basil there, but mostly this is the pepper bed. And then these are garlic. This is garlic, and it's going to be harvested pretty soon. And this is one of my perennial beds, or what started out as my perennial bed, but we're hoping for the garden to entirely be a perennial bed. And so we've got some Egyptian walking onions. We have chicory. This is the Korean hyssop right here. And we've got both the anise hyssop and the Korean hyssop. So really look pretty much identical, except for the Korean gets a little taller. I actually have some black turmeric in here. I bought quite a bit of it, so I'm starting it in a lot of places. And this is self-heal. We're growing a lot of medicinal herbs, so that's one of them. This is some celery, and it's really too hot for celery, but that one's doing okay in the shade of the sunflowers. And these sunflowers were actually grown. They are volunteer. So the birds planted them. I guess the birds didn't really like our planting style, so they planted the sunflowers here, and we let them grow. And we really love sunflowers, so it was all right with us. So, and again, some more celery, and we're just letting it go to seed for the insects. And I think I saw a swallowtail caterpillar. There he is. right there. I don't know if you could see them in the picture. Okay, and I have a couple of beans in here someplace. There's one right there. And let's see, we got some volunteer tomatoes. We have a lot of volunteer tomatoes this year. We didn't plant any of them. I think we bought one. We bought one plant, just have one, but we didn't start any. But we got a bunch of volunteers. So here's another. These are all volunteer tomatoes. And we have a couple of cucumber plants that we did grow in there, and then one turmeric there, one black turmeric. And so the cucumber plants are kind of hidden by the tomatoes. Hopefully that'll work out well. I really hate to remove healthy, good food plants. But I mean, I may have to do it because it is quite crowded in there. But I think you can see a cucumber right there. Nice size. Probably gonna pick that today. Okay, so we're probably gonna have to talk more about some of these other beds on a later date. We have some covered, kind of the tropicals are covered there. And here are our blackberries that are fruiting, and so we just have it covered with an insect cover to keep the birds out. We've used bird netting in the past, but we find that we actually had a bird death, got stuck in that bird netting, so we like this better, the insect netting. It's harder for them to get in. We put rocks and bricks and wood down to hold it down, but still somehow some of the birds get in, so we check it regularly to let them out. I've got some more black turmeric and flats here, and a little bit of Okinawa spinach, and got Malabar spinach coming up everywhere, and tomatoes coming up everywhere. Volunteer, we did not plant those. We got another cucumber right here, and I got one cucumber growing on there, and that's an Armenian cucumber. Got some more sunflowers here. That's an Aztec spinach, I believe. We've got lots of Malabar coming up here, and that's another volunteer tomato. I think we moved it there though, but it was a volunteer. We got some sunflowers there, and then over on the edge is where we started out as our permaculture adventure or project, but we're kind of going to extend it. We've decided we're going to extend it throughout the yard. We're just trying to learn right now and figure out what's the best path to take in terms of that. But we've got milkweed right there, and we've got some thyme, some fennel, we've got bee balm, more hyssop. We got a lot of hyssop, and we got bronze fennel down there, and something that's called Gai Gulan, I believe. It's a medicinal herb. I may be pronouncing it wrong. Some more hyssop. There's some burdock and echinacea, and there's actually some, this is a, what do you call it? Passion flower vine. And more bee balm, and this is thin leaf mountain mint. Bees like it. There are not as many on it today. And here's some volunteer squash. I wasn't planning on growing squash this year. It does tend to be more troublesome because, you know, you get squash bugs and cucumber beetles. So I really didn't want to do it, but it came up volunteer, so we just let it go. There is some squash on there. We got some blueberries, and there's 3 blueberries in total. I'm thinking about getting one more. I want the pink lemonade one. And we have here we just set up these kettle panels for our kiwis to grow on, our hardy kiwis, and we'll see how that goes. But we've got 5 kiwis here. This is a Anna kiwi, this is Ogden Point kiwi, and this is the Asai kiwi. I may be pronouncing that wrong. This is the hardy male. He's the smallest one. And then we've got Ken's Red. And this one's doing the most climbing up already. So that's working out. Got more hyssop over there. So this is just a little bit, oh, I think I missed the other covered bed, but I'll probably show you next time the front yard and then go a little bit more into the covered beds. So hope your gardens are all doing well, and we will see you next time. Have a great gardening day. Thanks so much. Bye.